What is up, guys? Decent Ugly Studios here, and today I am back with the long-awaited return of my LEGO Ninjago Complete Ninja Suit Collection. That's right. Take a look at this. Last time, you might remember, I gotta pull off this one piece back up here. There we go. This little piece connects them. You might remember this. That was the Ninja Suit Collection last time, but oh, you can see, starting at Realm Wars and moving into, I called it Realm Wars. It's called Day of the Departed for the actual line. I'm talking about my own series, which is Realm Wars. Hands of Time, my series Splinter in Time, to the Ninjago movie, and then on to the 2018 stuff. And now I have a whole new section over here, you can see, for special characters that you might not have seen before that fit into different categories that the other ninja don't. So let's get into it, starting from the very beginning. Alright, so here's the very first wave of Ninjago, and just so you guys know, I'm not doing by year, I'm doing by the suits and how I'll organize them, is their original outfits. So I know Lloyd was released a year later, but I'm putting his original outfit there because this is all the other characters' original outfit too. And don't worry about Garmadon, I'm going to be addressing him completely later. So here we have Lloyd, dressed up like Garmadon, like his father. He's got the cape, he's got a little hood, basically when he was basically considered a villain. We have the basic ninja in their very simple rope design. We have Nia in her original dress piece, and the original Sensei Wu with the black belt. You can see all of their faces. Yeah, Jay's mask is being a little tough. Like that. All the original ninja faces, no smiles allowed, except Lloyd does have a smile. Right there. But you can also see the back of his face is a little bit more scared. So this is the original outfit for all of these awesome characters that we know and love. And at this point they did have these old masks. The Ninja 1999 mask, or 1998. The old Castle Ninja line that didn't have as broad of a story, or it was fantastical like Ninjago. It was just basically ninja fighting samurai, but they did use this mask piece which has a single clip on the back to hold maybe one sword, but not too well. And with Sensei Wu we had the new beard piece and the awesome hat. Now to the next wave. Alright, so now we're going to be covering the armored variants of all these characters, and we don't have one for Lloyd or Sensei Wu, because this is just my little section of throwing in some old armored stuff. So we got all the kendo suits for the original 4 ninja, and we have the original samurai axe for Nia. For the ninja, they have the same physical outfit as in the original suits that they had, and the same faces as well, just with this new kendo helmet mold, and this old samurai armor piece, also from the old ninja line. And then for Nia, you can see the same armor piece, but in gunmetal gray. And Nia had this new samurai helmet, which would later be used for the legs of Garmadon. There's Nia's face. Here's the helmet with this cool little red piece in front too. And then Nia's suit underneath was really interesting because it retained some of the designs from the top of her old torso, but basically give it a more armored look. So Nia was a really cool figure. And on the other side of her face, she no longer had the mask, and she had this angry face that looks like that. So these are the armored variants of all these characters. Alright, next up we have more 2011 type stuff. We have this Sensei Wu in the black outfit with the cool golden runes on it. And then we have all of the DX Ninja. And you might be noticing over here, what? Is that an old ninja mask in normal green? Yes, back in the late 90s in the LEGO Ninja line I was talking about earlier, we did receive a green ninja mask. So if you look at this, it's just like the others, except it is in green. And Lloyd does have a different face here, and just if you're wondering, all of these ninjas' faces stayed the same for a little while, until I tell you otherwise. But we did not get a Nia DX suit. I think that would be really cool to get, but we do not have one. And Lloyd's DX suit was released much later than all of these 5. And Sensei's face stays the same, and I like these suits a lot. It's a little bit weird because I didn't always understand why they'd have big images of dragons printed on their suits once they found their dragons, but never mind that, the suits do look really cool. Alright, on to the next one. Alright, next up we have the ZX suits, and I threw in Sensei Wu from that era in there too. Here is the first appearance of Lloyd as the Green Ninja. Timeline-wise, I know that DX one came before this, but this is the first one that appeared in the actual canon of the show. And here we have Kai, looking awesome, got some shurikens on there. Jay has a partially armored arm, and Cole has some plate armor at the top, maybe spiky stuff, lots of straps on there. I've always liked that about Cole. And then Zane has some straps as well with some kunai in there, and a lot of cool tan details that fit awesome with the ice. I always thought it was really interesting that we had 2 gold detailed ninjas, 2 silver detailed ninjas, and then we had a gunmetal detailed ninja, which is really awesome. And Sensei Wu did come with a gold hat here, but he also did sometimes come with a tan hat with this suit. It doesn't really matter that much. But here we are. These ninja all have the same faces, and Lloyd has the same face as his original version, the one when he was a kid pretending to be evil. And again, we do not have a Nia suit for this era. You'll find that a lot in the earlier era of Ninjago. We didn't get too many Nia suits, or as many as we get now. I'm really glad we get more Nia suits now. But yeah, here we are with these new ZX figures for 2012. They have these awesome new armor pieces that fit over the neck. And they basically add a lot more bulk to these ninja and make them look more like warriors than just simple ninja. And I like it a lot. Alright, next up we have the kimono suits, which were the suits for the Dark Island series. And you can see that these ninja, the original 4, retain their coloration. So you've got gold with Zane, gold with Kai, silver with Jay, silver with Cole. But for Lloyd, we actually got gold details this time. So it's no longer that there are 3 metal colors, but only 2. And I think the gold suits Lloyd very, very well, considering that he did get golden powers this season as well. And if you were wondering, all the faces do stay the same, and we get the same mask pieces as well. I really like this wave. I think it's done a little bit better, this whole trope of having black suits with colored arms and then colored details. I think it's done a little bit better in the Irjitsu wave, but I still like these ones quite a bit, and they're very nostalgic for me. I also like how some of the figures in some of the sets didn't come with the armor. I kind of like how these suits look without the armor, but they look pretty good with the armor too. And just if you guys are wondering, for this video, I'm not going to be showing every single minifigure of the ninja ever released, just each suit. So if there are variations with armor or without armor, that doesn't really matter to me, as long as I have all of the suits. Just making that clear. Yeah, but the kimono suits are awesome, and I really, really like their use of color. Alright, now here's what I like to consider the first real deviation from the standard ninja designs. This isn't fabric on the ninja, even if it might look like it. These are their energy forms. Actually spelled out NRG. But yeah, here's Kai, totally made of fire, Jay made of lightning, Cole made of earth, and Zane made of ice. These ones are really, really cool because they have lots of awesome shiny design built into them. If you can check out Kai, you probably can't see it now, but if I bend it in a certain way, you can see a lot more detail. I really, really like these suits. And they reused the same piece for the masks, but with different color. And it's interesting, Zane wasn't white. He was actually this awesome baby blue color. Because he's got lots of ice shard designs on his chest. I'll show you that. See if you can see it more. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. It's a very bright figure. Then we have Cole with these awesome magma designs, and Jay with the yellow lightning peeking through. And then the face prints are also new, for the first time it feels like in a while. Sorry, I'm trying to get that off. There we go. There's Jay. There is Kai, and there's Zane. So they basically have these really, really cool faces that look totally fused with energy. Their eyes are all glowing and everything, especially Jay's. That looks awesome. Yeah, but these are their NRG forms, which they used during the 2012 arc. Alright, now here we have the Techno suits from the rebooted era, again, no Nia, and you might notice something about Wu, but I'll talk about that later. This again was another deviation from the standard ninja design. As you can see, they don't have full masks now. They have half masks, which was interestingly incorporated into the story, with the masks blocking the ninjas' identities and helping them hide from Nindroid cameras. But yeah, for the first time now we got all the ninjas' hair pieces in sets, which was a huge thing back then. I really, really liked when they did that. And again, they still do have the same face prints, and Kai's hairpiece was actually new. It's a more rubbery piece that's really, really interesting and very intricate. But what I was saying with Wu, This is Tech Woo. You can see him, I'll slide him over here. Right there. He's got this cool half metal face, which looks awesome. A black beard this time. And then he's got his torso with some purple details on there. And this is basically Sensei Wu when he was captured by the Nindroids and turned into one of them. Very, very interesting thing to happen. And it was really cool that we got the silver hat, too. And if you note, you might be thinking that Zane is a little bit different. But yes, this is Zane's undamaged design. We will get to his damaged design later. Alright, so here are the stone armor figures. I know Nia isn't actually in stone armor right there, but this is her Samurai X outfit. And it fits really, really well with the rest of the characters. So I'm just going to leave it there. If you notice, these two figures don't have leg printing, Lloyd and Zane, because they were actually released in the Temple Battle for Ninjago City set, and didn't have leg printing. But the three guys in the middle were all released in different means. Cole through an exclusive figure, Zane through a book, I believe, and Kai through another exclusive figure. But yeah, they all have really, really interesting, cool little leg prints there, which are really detailed. And then Nia now has a black helmet and doesn't have big samurai armor now. She just has the normal ninja type armor. All the face prints are the same. I take that back. Only two of them are. Zane's is the same and Lloyd's is the same. Jay has a new smiling face, which was introduced later in 2016. And Cole has a really interesting case for his face, because if you look there, it's like a smiling, smirking Cole. We'll see if you recognize that one later, when we get to Piracy. I mean Skybound. Same thing. Alright. So now here is Kai, and Kai is another really interesting case for the face. I'll take his hair off so you can see it a little bit better. But Kai's face, right there, is a little bit more accurate to the show, in that it doesn't have a scar. All of Kai's previous faces in the sets, not the show, had a scar on them, but this one just doesn't. It's really, really weird to look at, but I think it's a really accurate representation of the character from the show, so I don't really know how to feel about it. But yeah, these are some of my favorite ninja suits. They were almost all, the majority of them, released outside of the actual wave that the TV show had these suits appear in. So it was really weird, and it took a long time collecting all these characters. For a while, it was always an empty collection or only a partial collection in my whole bleachers back there. But now we have all 5 of them, plus Nia, in a suit that really well corresponds with this. And just a note, Nia does have a different face print for this, with more red lips. It isn't exactly the most accurate face print, but it works. And I just gotta say, I really, really love these suits, especially Cole's. That one's really cool. Alright, now here's another group of suits that I quite like. You'll note that these 4 were originally released in the actual Tournament of Elements series where these suits debuted, but this figure, Zane, was released much later, because Zane wasn't actually around during the Tournament of Elements. This was after his passing, so this suit is non-canon, but it was a really, really cool way for us to get some exclusive prints, and you can see the side of Zane's face print actually wraps all the way around, which isn't the case for other damaged versions of Zane, so I really, really like this face print. But besides that, Zane actually was released with a white mask for this figure, but that's just not accurate at all to the rest of the suits, and I didn't want to have these guys have no big mask, and then Zane have a huge mask. I just didn't want that to happen, and they look much better like this. I really like the lighter color details on these figures, and I know Kai's belt piece is not the correct one. I know a lot of people have corrected me on that in the past, and I didn't remember that until just a few minutes ago when I started to film this video. So I'm very sorry it's not the right one, but it would have been very similar to the rest of these figures, except with a dark red print for the belt. And again, we have all the same face prints, except for Zane. Zane's is exclusive to the exclusive figure right here. And they all have their hairpieces once again. Another note, they did all have their half masks at this point, except for Zane. But I think they look a little bit better without it, because I always thought it was weird having skin for the face, then the half mask, then more skin for the chest. Didn't really make sense to me. But they do look pretty cool with the half masks. But anyway, overall, I really like these suits, and it's really awesome to see Cole later in the Ninjago movie have a similar motif to these suits. Alright, now here's the second group of suits from the Tournament of Elements early 2015 wave, and I love this group of suits a lot. Lots of really awesome ropes, like I said before on the suits, which I've always liked on the ninja suits. Zane might look a little bit different, and that's because Zane is now a robot. This is the first official wave that we got Zane released in his titanium form. He is now the titanium ninja, and you can see his different face print right there. But you could also rotate this faceprint around and see that it's got a blue visor. The faceprint doesn't look too great on its own, but it looks really cool when you put the mask on. And see the blue peeking through, like a heads-up display. All the other Ninja have the same mask piece that they've been having for a while now, but now with their kanji symbols printed on top that mean all of their elements. They all have cool weapons hidden on all their suits. You can see some shurikens on Zane too. Good throwback. And then here we have Nia. Tournament of Elements Nia was really, really awesome. This is the first time that the green color was introduced into the Samurai X color scheme, and I think it's just such an awesome addition. I mean, look at that dark green clashing with that bright red. That looks really, really awesome. And also, this was another time for firsts. We had, sorry, it took a while to take this helmet off, a face print for the samurai. I mean, look at that. It's got a whole robot face and everything. I really like how that looks, and this is probably one of my all-time favorite Ninjago figures. Always kind of reminds me of Christmas because of the color scheme, but besides that, it just looks really, really cool. The 4 original Ninja still have the same face prints. Actually, no, Lloyd has an updated face print. I don't know if I showed it yet. It started with the rebooted line. He has this different, more angry, grown-up face print right here. And then all the other Ninjas still have the same ones. Not for long, though. Alright, now here's one of my all-time favorite waves of ninja suits, and these are the Deep Stone suits. I just love the clash of colors and the introduction of this super cool new mask mold that infuses one of the ninja's main colors, except for Cole, with black. Fitting the haunting theme of this wave, they all look really, really dark, and that was just super cool to me. Fit more of what a ninja should be, like a stealth fighter. Except for Nia. This is Nia's first year as the water ninja, which was awesome, but her suit is very, very not connected to the rest of these, although it technically is her Deep Stone suit. It does share some similarities, like the knots on the knees and the kind of symbol in the middle with the 2 straps leading up to the shoulders. But besides that, it doesn't really fit color scheme-wise and always has stood out a little bit to me. But the Ninja have the same face prints from the wave before. You can see Zane's mask visor peeking through there. It's interesting how this is the first time we really got some orange on Cole, which we'll see a lot more in the near future. Right there on his chest. And everything else is kind of standard between these. We get some silver and gold details on all the Ninja. And then Sensei Wu over here also got a cool new update with lots more buckles. He now has light gray gloves. The golden hat is back officially here. And I think that's pretty much it for Sensei Wu. Just a lot more detailed in general. And then for all these figures, you can see they have a new version of the original armor, the shoulder armor, but in black. That is their actual Deep Stone armor. Except for Nia, she has them in gold. Also, speaking of Nia, she has a different face print. A lot of fans don't like this one. This is the city face print for just a normal woman. And LEGO gave it to Nia, so Nia no longer had a specialized face print, which was really sad in these waves. But besides that, I really, really do like these suits, and they're some of my favorite and the most nostalgic for me. Alright, now here we have the Air Jitsu suits, which are really, really cool. I like these ones quite a bit, especially Nia's. I think that Phoenix design looks so killer. And it's got a lot of really awesome detail. If you rotate it and reflect it a little bit, you can see some really cool blue detail there, which is very similar to the NRG designs. A lot of fans consider these the spiritual successor of the NRG suits, like we saw in the beginning. And a lot of that is because of the face prints. I'll take off each ninja's mask here. You can see Nia's face print right there. Zane's face print, which I love. Cole's face print, which is very orange, like I said. Zane's face print, which is a little bit lacking this time compared to his NRG face. Kai's face print, which is pretty cool. A little bit less than his original NRG face, but still pretty cool. And Lloyd's is really, really awesome. I mean, look at all that golden energy coming out of his eyes. That is just so cool. Yeah, but here are all their face prints, and the basic deal with all these suits, in my opinion, I like to think that they are powered up versions of their Deep Stone suits, because you can see the similarities with all of them having black and then Nia having the dark red. But basically these are elemental versions themselves that are unleashed when they use Air Jitsu, which they used in the 2015-16 era. These 4 figures in the middle, Kai, Jay, Cole, and Zane, were all released in the original Possession wave when Airjitsu debuted. But interestingly, Nia and Lloyd were released in the Day of the Departed wave in the set the Airjitsu Battlegrounds, where they both came with some Airjitsu flyers, and that was interesting because it was 2 waves later than these ones were introduced, but they weren't exclusive figures, they were just in a set. And even better, Day of the Departed didn't have anything to do with them doing Airjitsu. Very weird stuff, but I'm so glad that we got these figures, because these are some of my favorite Ninjago figures. Alright, next up we have the actual Airjitsu suits. These aren't like the other ones, the Airjitsu forms, these are actual suits, because they actually have these little Airjitsu depictions on the front of them, right there. You can see some tornadoes. Jay's has some cool purple detail, and Nia's is done in the azure color, matching what her suit used to look like. And for these ones, we have the same mask piece repeating itself, and the same leg print except for Zane. Zane's has some gold detail on the belt now, a very subtle change, but a change nonetheless. And you'll notice something else, another change. Oh right, Cole's a ghost now. Yeah, look at this. Cole has a face print that is like that. It is a sand green face print, and that is, if you notice, the same face print earlier from the stone armor suits. That's what I wanted you guys to remember. It's the same face print, just printed on a different color. But Cole wasn't just this. Cole also got another face print. On the other side of his head, there's a more somber looking Cole face, which was very important for my series. And I just gotta say, this wave is definitely my favorite ninja suits as a collective. I don't necessarily know if I like all of them together as a group. I mean individually, but as a collective, I think they look very unified, and I just love that. And Cole is my favorite ninja, and having his face as a ghost is just the coolest. So yeah, these are the Skybound Airjitsu suits. Okay, next up we have the Day of the Departed suits. These are probably my favorite group of suits, individually. I think each individual suit has its own prospects that are really, really great. And I don't know, between these and the last suits, the Airjitsu suits, I don't know which one I like more. These ones I like more individually, but those I like more as a group. They're a little bit more unified, but these are just so cool on their own too. I don't know. But overall, I just have to say that these suits are an excellent homage to the original suits. You can see they have the same rope design there, but this time we have Nia and Lloyd joining the fight. Also, you should notice that they have some designs taken from their ZX suits. Sorry, it took a little while for the words to get out of my mouth there. For the ZX suits. So you see Zane has this little brown thing in the corner, Cole has the straps on his leg, Jay has the metal arm and armor, and Kai has a lot more straps too. But with Lloyd, it's just very normal, no more details, because he is the basic ninja here. And Nia has a little bit of a skirt. Also, Sensei Wu here got a redesign for a normal looking suit. This one's really interesting because it has a black belt but tied higher, so it doesn't continue onto the leg prints. But Sensei has the same hat and beard that he's always had, except for the time they got shifted in a different color when he was evil, but that's Tech Wu. By the way, did you notice another change? Yep, Cole is different again. Cole now has this face. That is his Day of the Departed scar face. Since he turned back into a human, he had this weird green scar on his forehead, which mysteriously disappeared in Sons of Garmadon, but we don't talk about that, although I love that season. And then on the other side of Cole's face, you can see a different version of that scarred face. And I have mixed feelings about this face, because I like that Cole finally has a really happy face, but I don't know how to feel about just the overall expression. It looks a little awkward. But I think everything else about this group of suits is really cool. This is probably one of my favorite suits overall, this Nia right here. But yeah, these are the Day of the Departed Ninja. Alright, now here we are with the first venture into the second group of bleachers back here. This first one is totally done, except for some figures in the back I'm going to cover later. And these are the Hands of Time suits. I know my friend John, AL123 Productions, really loves this group of suits, so there's a quick shout out to him. And there are a few new prints we got here. On the faces of the ninja, Lloyd has a returning face print, Jay has a returning face print, and Cole has a returning face print. But Zane, for some reason, has a returning face print. Or not a returning face print, has a new face print. Sorry, I misspoke there. It's got a little crack in the top of the armor right there. And it no longer has the visor on the back. So we can't have Visor Zane anymore, but this face is a little bit more detailed and just looks really, really awesome overall. So I like how that one looks. And then the main characters of this season, we got Kai and Nia, whose suits look really, really cool, by the way. You notice their eyes might look a little bit different right now. That is right, they have powered up fusion forms for when they fuse into make the fusion dragon. I just said the word fuse a lot right there, but that's what they are. You see Nia has a little bit of a blue outline on her eyes, and her eyes are gold. Kai also has gold outline, or gold eyes, but with an orange outline to make him look more fiery. And then on the other sides of their faces, which is really, really cool, we got some awesome new face prints. You can see Kai's right there. Look at that. That is smiling Kai, but with a scar. He has a scar. It's accurate to the other figures. I really, really love that face. Probably one of my favorites for Kai. And then for Nia, it's also pretty interesting. So I'll just move that. Nia has this cool face print that looks really accurate to her in the show, and a little bit of mix of how the old sets made her look. Just another quick mention, all the hoods are repeated from the Day of the Departed wave, except for Nia. Nia no longer has the dark red hood, she just has this awesome gunmetal and blue color, which is a really, really great transition into what we get into next, which was pretty controversial, but I like it a lot. And speaking of controversial, just joking, the ninja now have footprints. They have these little sandals on, which is really, really interesting, and I never knew why, but I like it. I specifically like Cole's suit and want to point out that it has lots of ropes on there. I love when their suits have ropes. And they all have the black armor coming back, and every suit in this wave has black arms too, which is really interesting. And you don't notice it at first, but it really helps them look more unified. I also like all the little gold details on each of the suits here, and I think they look great as a group. Now on to the controversial design changes of the Ninjago movie. Alright, now here we have the suits from the LEGO Ninjago movie. For this movie, I really want to specify something real quick. There were a lot of variations for these characters, and just as I said earlier, I'm not doing all variations of the characters, just every suit. So if there's a face print difference or a little bit of a design change like Kai having armor or something, I'm not going to reference that kind of thing in this collection. These are just all the suits, and these are all the suits they had in the movie. So here we are, starting with Lloyd, new face print. Of course, all of these have new face prints, even Sensei Wu. The new mask piece looks really, really cool. I think they all look pretty unified, except for Zane here. Zane is a very, very bright suit here. Very, very robotic looking. Not too much of a fan of it, because it feels very plain to me. But all other ninja have black masks with their color on the top headband. And for Cole, that is now dark brown, Jay has dark blue, Kai has red, and Nia has gunmetal, a proper transition from her Hands of Time look. Also about Nia, you can see right there, she has a skirt piece. Sensei Wu also has a skirt piece, and this is the first time we really see fabric pieces being used in this kind of thing, in this Ninjago wave, which is really cool. Also to point out, orange! Look! There's orange on Jay! That warrants a whole video. Yeah, Jay has orange on him. It's really, really cool. And then Nia has little hints of azure on there. And Lloyd is a very, very interesting character. And I'll show you what he looks like up close in a little bit. But now let's get to their head prints, because I want to show you guys all of those. Alright, so here are Lloyd's prints up close. He's got some cool arm printing. And I'm just going to tilt this up very slightly. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there you go. You can see the little, very fine black printing on black to give his suit a fabric look, which I think is just absolutely incredible that they did that kind of thing. He also has it on each arm, where he also has some green stripes on the wrist. You'll notice that his face also now has green eyes and brown eyebrows, which is the movie design. On the other side of Lloyd, you can see he has the same type of design back there. And a different face. Look at that one. That one looks a lot happier with the eyebrows in a very goofy pose. And next up we have Kai. You can see his face print actually looks pretty accurate to the way it used to, just with some scar switches, a little adding of a band-aid, and brown eyebrows. But Kai's suit is very simple, no extra detail like Lloyd's. Some gold on there, and the legs have a little bit of dark red print on black, which is cool. And then Kai's other face is a lot goofier again. Notice that trend with the Ninjago movie figures. It's pretty goofy, but he has the ninja symbol on his back too. So yeah, these figures I like quite a bit, and Kai's redesign might just be one of my favorites. Alright, now here we have Jay. Jay's an interesting figure, as I pointed out. The orange is pretty awesome. Really interesting for his character, and Jay's redesign is one of the more controversial ones. So look at Jay's face. He has freckles now, and a lot of people reckon that Jay looks a lot younger than he used to. Most of the redesigns can be explained by the ninja aging a little bit, or maybe just changing the hair, but Jay's hair is a different color now. He has the curly hair, which you'll see in a second, and now he has these brown eyebrows and freckles, and looks a lot more like a little kid. It didn't bother me too much, because I still really love this design, but a lot of people were really bothered by that. Tell me what you think about that in the comments below. I'd really like to hear. But then for Jay's other face, you can see he has, again, a very goofy looking face with more freckles and a little bit of a snarky mouth right there. And more orange on the back too. Alright, Cole's redesign is really, really one of my favorites. I like how Cole basically looks a little bit older. His eyebrows are a little bit bushier. He doesn't have the scar, but that's okay, because a lot of casual fans, starting with the movie, wouldn't know what Cole's scar is from. You can see he's got some awesome brown detailing and some gold on him. And his whole suit is an homage to the Tournament of Elements, I believe. It looks very similar to it. And on the back, you can see Cole's face. Look at those eyebrows. Look at that man. Look how charming he is. That's just wonderful. And then look at that gold print on the back. And there we go. Also, Cole is supposed to have an arm print for this figure. I do not have those arms on there. Please note, there's supposed to be a little brown and gold arm print on each side of Cole's wrists. Just making sure. You guys know that I'm not lying to you. Alright, here is Zane from the LEGO Ninjago movie, and this is another bit of a controversial design choice. Zane isn't titanium here. He doesn't appear in titanium for the whole Ninjago movie, but he is still canonically a robot. So it's kind of weird because he has these weird robotic eyebrows. Look at those. Those are just straight lines. And then the eyes have a gray outline and blue on the inside, and a very, very simple mouth for Zane to show he's like a robotic kind of guy, which is kind of weird to me. And then you can see for the other side of Zane, he has an incredibly goofy face. Look at that. He is cheesing. He looks kind of creepy there even. That is just very intense. But the back is a very, very two-dimensional print, which might be intentional, and I believe it is. But I do like it quite a bit, even if it is pretty two-dimensional. Alright, now here we have Ninjago movie Nia. Ninjago movie Nia is also an interesting case because of the skirt. But as you can see, I removed the skirt in this, so you can see that it's just a blank gunmetal leg piece under there, with foot printing again, the return of that. And there really isn't that much blue on her, just that one stripe in the middle, except for the back. You can see Nia has elbow printing as well. And then look at Nia's face. You can see a mole added, the lips are a lot lighter, and she basically looks a little bit more intense with a more squished up face, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. And then for the other face of Nia, you can see it looks very much more squished up. She is very angry there. And I stand corrected, there's no blue on the back of the torso as well, so she really is the silver ninja for this kind of thing. Alright, now here finally we have Sensei Wu. You can see the face print is a lot more detailed than it used to be. Looks really, really cool there. And you can see he has tan legs. That's because most of the time his tan legs are covered up by this skirt piece. But here they aren't, and you can see some sandals printed as well. I know a version exists of him with wrist printing as well. I think that was a collectible minifigure. I don't think it really detracts that much from this figure when it doesn't have it though, so it doesn't really affect my collection. And then on the back you can see a reference to the old Sensei suit with this flower design on the back, which is the same the rest of the ninja have. Also note, Sensei Wu does not have a second face print because you'd be able to see it from the back, and that would just be weird. Alright, next up we have something we always wished they would do for the actual Ninjago TV show, but they never did. We got casual suits for the movie Ninja. I think it's really, really cool that we got these, and it kind of focuses on their color, each a little bit in their designs. You can see Nia has this cool design with lots of silver on it, like she is. She has this awesome new hairpiece that resembles the Pixel hairpiece, but isn't. There's Zane's new hairpiece, this very, very uptight crew cut kind of thing, which also continues in the face print around the back, which is really cool. He also has a sweater that I believe has an Alien Conquest reference on it, which is pretty cool. And then we come to Cole. Cole has a brand new hairpiece for this figure, and Cole's the only figure that got 2 different hairpieces for different versions of him. So Casual Cole from the Collectible Minifigures series, which is this one, has this hairpiece. But the actual Ninja Cole, for when he has his mask off, has this hairpiece, which has a man bun and a headband. And this is just the coolest hairpiece I have ever seen. I love it so much, and I'm glad we got it. Yeah, but here we have Cole with this crazy rocker-looking face, too. Haha, I get it, Earth, rocker, haha. Yeah, also he has an AC/DC print on his shirt. That is the Ninjago language for AC/DC, the famous Australian rock band. And next up we have Jay with his super cool new scarf piece. So in the movie there's this little thing, I think it's kind of like a one-off joke that Jay like rubs his scarf and it creates static electricity which he can use to shock people, which is pretty cool. And you can see what I'm talking about here now with Jay's hairpiece. It's very different from his actual one in the show, which you can't really say about all the others. All the others share a general design, but Jay's is super different. But I think it's totally okay. It's an awesome new hairpiece, and a lot of fans seem to really like it too. Now next up we have Kai, who was exclusive to the Ninjago City set. You can see he has printing on the sides of his arms, which he has elbow printing and then some white stripes on the side. And Kai's hair is super tall. I don't really mind it. I know a lot of people, like my friend John, AL123, shout out again, really hates this hairpiece, but I'm kind of fine with it. I think Kai's redesign looks pretty good. And then lastly, we have Lloyd. You can see Lloyd's sweatshirt, a green sweatshirt, and then black pants, and Lloyd's new hairpiece, which kind of resembles the old one, but a lot more detailed. I think it looks a lot like Luke Skywalker in Episode 4, but that's just me. Lloyd has the same face print as before, Kai does too, but the face print doesn't really matter. This is all about the suits. Cole's the only one that this face print is really associated with this suit because it's like a rock thing. And then Nia has a bit of a happier face, and Zane's face is still just as creepy as it always was. These are the casual ninja suits, and these end up being one of my favorites. Alright, here we are with the next group of suits. This is the post-Ninjago movie Spinjitzu suits. I know Lloyd's is supposed to be from the movie because the package was branded like the movie with the logo, but all the rest of these characters are branded like the Sons of Garmadon characters, which is very weird considering that Zane has the same mask as he did in the movie. So I don't exactly know where these ones land on where they are in the canon and what they're trying to depict, because these suits definitely didn't appear in any medium. But besides that, I think they're all still really cool suits, especially Lloyd's. Look at that energy bursting out of his chest. Kai's got it too with like a little phoenix wing. Jay's got electricity coming out of everywhere. Cole's got some magma and earth. Zane's got ice shards. And then Lloyd, I just called her Lloyd. That is Nia. Nia has a wave shooting out of her chest. And then we got similar headpieces to what we got in the movie and everything like that. Except Nia, for the first time, did have this little gunmetal chin piece for the suit. For the mask, I mean. Because these new masks, the new wave, come off in 2 parts. There's the top and the bottom. And the bottom of Nia's mask was gunmetal for this group of suits. And if you notice, LEGO was a bit lazy, if you can call it that, and they gave every single ninja the same leg print. Yes, those are all the same leg prints, so the element doesn't really continue down into the leg prints. I feel like these suits are a little bit awkward. I mean, if they had the NRG type faces or the Airjitsu type faces, continuing that energy from the chest up into the face, I feel like they'd do a lot better, in my opinion. But besides that, I think they're all pretty good suits in their own right, just not my favorite. But you may like these, and that's okay. Although I do believe Lloyd might be one of my favorites from the past year or so of Ninjago. Okay, and here we are, back to the Ninjago TV show, post-movie, for the first season after the movie. And this is really an interesting time in Ninjago, because for the first time, we're getting the movie masks in the show. And the redesigns have followed them, to many fans' dismay. But I believe they look really cool, despite the face print. I didn't change them in my series, and that's not because of hatred towards the new design. I just wanted to keep a little bit more continuity with the old design. What's really cool about this group of suits, the Sons of Garmadon suits, is that each suit, if you look really close, has a little bit of texture printed onto them. So, it also happens to be similar to their symbol. So Kai has like little circles on there because he has a little circle up there. Jay has some sort of little lines like his face print. Cole's got some little squares like his. Zane's got triangles like his on his headband. And Nia's got little dashes like the one that she has on her headband as well. This adds a lot of texture to these suits. And you notice that Nia's is probably the most similar to the movie. She still has that skirt piece, which is really, really interesting. And her suit overall looks a lot like the movie as well. So does Cole's, though. And Jay's and Kai's and Lloyd's and Zane's. They all really do look like the movie prints, except they're just a little bit more detailed and a little bit more serious looking, especially Zane's. And Nia, again, does have just a little bit of blue on her front. But there's only one difference in face print from the movie figures here, and that is with Zane, because thankfully they gave us a titanium Zane face. You can see right there. It doesn't have the visor again, but it is pretty cool looking, even though it's not accurate to the show whatsoever. So I don't know what's exactly going on there, but I think it looks good enough. It's a cool looking face print, and these suits really, really do unite real well. I like them a lot, especially Lloyd's with the little addition of the gray outlines, and Cole's with the orange on there. I just think it's really cool, and these suits are going to go down as probably one of my favorites. Alright, now here we are with some 2018 suits for the summer. So these are for the Hunted Wave. And you'll notice, what? A golden ninja? No, that is not Lloyd, and I know I have him standing in Nia's spot, but that is not Nia either. That is Sensei Wu. Yes, Sensei Wu has been reborn after going through a time vortex, and he is now young. So he has a new face print. The other 4 ninja that were trapped in the first realm do not have different face prints, though. You can see they all, again, have the same leg print. And these are the suits that have straps on them all over. They look like aviation suits, kinda. And that's because they were meant for dragon riding, even though they never actually appeared in the show. I, again, really, really like these suits, and it's awesome that LEGO put so much effort into making these cool prints, even though they're not really canon. They still look so cool, especially Zane's. It's a big upgrade from his Spinjitzu version, which these are the successors to. And then Wu. That is so cool. We're finally getting these new face prints. Face pieces, the masks, in gold, which is just such an awesome thing for Ninjago. And then if you want to see Wu's face print, it is really, really cool, because he's kind of going through puberty. You can see that he has a little mustache and a little bit of stubble on there. Yep, this is Wu as a teenager. He's got a little goatee. You can see where the beard comes from. And then if you look at the back, he's got a little dragon design on there, and then he's got a smiling face. I really, really like these suits. Even though they're not canon, it means a lot that LEGO actually went through the effort to give them different suits that look this cool. So yeah, these are the Dragon Master suits, and they're one of my favorites as well. Alright, now here we are with the main Summer 2018 suits. These are the Hunted suits. And I just gotta say, I really applaud LEGO for going through with these suits. These are just modified versions, at least for these 4, of the Sons of Garmadon suits, which we've never seen before. These are actually different versions. Look at that. Cole's is torn up on the shoulder. Zane's is patched up with a bunch of metal, and his arm's showing. His skin is showing. And then for Jay, we've got a cut on the leg and a bunch of new bandages patching up his suit. And then for Kai, he has armor on half of his suit, probably patching up where the fabric's gone, and his arm sleeve is ripped off, which is just the coolest thing. And then you can also see that the bottom of all the masks has been switched to a black mask. So they still have the same upper mask as the last one, but a different lower mask. But now it's all the same color, so they look a bit more unified to me. You can also see that over on the right, we have Teen Wu, the official figure, with a white and gold version of the frickin' man bun piece. Isn't that just the coolest? I say a lot of things are the coolest, but that's just so awesome. You can see all their faces are the same as they were in the past. Lloyd's got some awesome armor on, and so does Nia. They're the leaders of the resistance in Ninjago, because meanwhile these 5 are in the first realm. These 2 are leading the resistance back in Ninjago. And Lloyd's got some awesome lime green details in the center. Nia's got a little bit more azure on there, which makes her look a little bit more blue, which I always like. And overall, these suits don't look the best unified because they are split between two different realms, but the whole damaged and like beat up look of all the suits really does fit together pretty well. And for Teen Woo over here, he does have the same face print, but the different hair. You can see his suit is actually just scraps from the Dragon Hunters, the villains from the Hunted season. But overall, I think these suits are really great. It was very, very risky of LEGO to make a group of suits that were just damaged versions of old suits, except for Lloyd and Nia, but it was just really risky, and I think it paid off. These are some incredibly unique suits that I will always remember. And these are the newest waves of suits. So now we're going to get into the specialized ninja suits first, before we get into Garmadon. Alright, so here we are showing 3 special versions of Lloyd, 2 of them from the movie, one of them being from Possession. So this character is only kind of Lloyd. That is Moro when he was possessing Lloyd. So it's a slightly modified version of Lloyd's Deepstone suit. You can see it's got this awesome new headpiece on there. And then we've got a creepy green Lloyd face on there. That's pretty spooky. And then a new armor piece too for the ghosts, but in an exclusive color scheme. You can see Lloyd's symbol in the front is bursting into green flames, which is just super cool. Oops, did I just say green flame? Never mind that. Here's Lloyd's spooky face print again. And then on each other side of him, you can see 2 special edition movie Lloyds. This one is Kendo Lloyd, which has his own unique armor piece. It's the only black one we have in all these characters except for Kendo Kai from the Ninjago movie, which I will go over soon. And then we have this helmet piece. Same face print as the normal Lloyd that we got. Actually, no, this is a more casual one. I don't know if this is the right face print. It only really matters that the head piece is different. That's all that matters, the suit. And then this one is a halfway point between Lloyd's suit, his ninja suit, and his casual outfit, which is awesome, with an exclusive face print as well. Alright, here are our next group of suits, and this is actually pretty funny. Right here, yep, that is Baby Sensei Wu. Pretty awesome, I gotta admit, that we got a baby figure for Ninjago. Yeah, and he's also wearing white, so you can tell it's Wu. And in the middle we have Cole RX. That is the same Cole face print from Day of the Departed. And this is basically just a modified version of his Day of the Departed suit with translucent arms, with arm printing on the side that looks like magma, which is just really, really awesome. I mean, look at that. Same on both sides. And then orange hands. It's just a super powered version of Cole. And then for the Ninjago movie, we also got another exclusive version of Cole in a casual outfit. This time he has a cool jacket on and this awesome Soundwave shirt, which fits in with his sound motif in the movie. He has the same face print and hairpiece as different versions of Cole, and he has a new leg piece as well. Alright, and next up we have 3 more Zane suits. This is the one I referenced earlier. That is Zane's rebooted damage design, and you can see, as I referenced earlier as well, that his face print doesn't go all the way around. Look at that, it cuts off in the middle. I guess they just didn't want to spend that much money on the print, which is kind of weird considering Ninjago is the best and LEGO should. But next up we have Prison Zane. Same kind of thing, with his power source revealed, but this is when the ninja were in prison during the Skybound wave. So he has the titanium hair and the titanium face, but he's wearing a prison outfit, which is really unique. And then also we have Snake Jaguar, Zane's disguise that he used to infiltrate the Sons of Garmadon. So it's Sons of Garmadon torso right there, some black armor, a cool Zane face, that's when his skin is changed to the human form, the new Zane hairpiece, and then some titanium legs, which is a little weird, but fits pretty well. These are some awesome, unique Zane figures. Alright, now this is a pretty glorious shot. These right here are the Golden Boys. We have Wu in his full Dragon Master armor, which looks so cool. Love how that looks. We have Golden Lloyd from 2013 when he channeled the power of the first Spinjitzu Master. And we have a weird Golden Kai right here. Yes, that is Golden Kai, but not just a normal Kai. This is Kai from Rebooted, when he was charged up with golden energy in the Digiverse. Pretty weird. And Kai's face is also pretty weird because it looks just a little off. The face print's a little bit low on mine, and that was a common error for a lot of fans, but it looks awesome. It's Kai's show-like face print, but with the scar and with a happy face. Very interesting to see. And then, on Lloyd in the middle, You can see he actually does have a golden headpiece. Doesn't look too accurate to how his character is supposed to look, but it is gold, which is an awesome plus. And then Wu has the same headpiece as he had in the teenage versions. So overall, these are some awesome gold figures, and we only have 3 of them so far. So I hope we get some more in this style. That'll be really, really cool. Alright, next up we have 2 armored red and black figures. This is an exclusive Nia that came in a Skybound pack as Samurai X. It looks really, really cool. You can see she has a very unique face print. I mean, look at that. That is like the original Samurai X face print from 2012 that we saw in the show, but never got in the sets. And you can also see on the back she has a nice Nia face print. Very accurate for the character. I really like that face. And she has the helmet again. And then for Kai, this is Kendo Kai for the Ninjago movie. He has this mask with the cool, specialized red outline on it, and a nice face under there. Very, very angry. And his suit under there is the same the same suit that he uses for the normal Ninjago movie ninja suits. Alright, next up we have 3 more versions of Sensei Wu. This one on the left here is Sensei Wu from a book exclusive. It's just an interesting little suit with some gold detail, very intricate. Right here we have Sensei Wu from the Air Jutsu Temple. So this is Sensei's like retirement robes when he wants to start the tea shop. That's what it's from in the show. And here is Skybound Sensei Wu. You can see he has a pilot helmet with some goggles. That's so cool. And then the torso is just the same as the Possession one. So I think these are some really cool figures. We got 2 gold hats right here. And just some awesome new variations on Sensei Wu. And this next group of suits, they don't have heads. That's because I don't really count these as official suits. I knew you guys wouldn't be too happy with that, but I don't think there's a point in having all the ninja having repeats of the same outfit. Like having Kai with that, with his head on that, Nia with his head on that, all the ninja with their head swapped out on this suit. So I think it's basically the same as me having them if I just have this suit like that. And then these ones too. You might make the argument that the Battle Pod Ninja with the unique Kendo face mask print makes them a completely different character, but I don't think that's true. I think they still qualify as these suits, and they all have the same pieces repeated, so I don't think that's just a very good idea for something that I would call different suits. Because these ones, they're pretty cool looking, but they're not unique when they're repeated on characters, so I don't count them. So please don't call me out on that, that's just my opinion. I don't think they count as different suits. Alright, now you can see out there aren't that many ninja left. We only have Garmadon. So let's get to reviewing all the Garmadon figures. Alright, so here we are with the first 3 Garmadons. See, the original one has the old samurai helmet from the 90s ninja line with a bone on top, and then he's got the ribcage print there. And he doesn't have a belt. I don't know if he's supposed to have one. He might. I might have this wrong, but as you can see, there's his other print right here. So I'm pretty sure that belt is supposed to go there. I apologize for that. And on the second version of Garmadon, when he has 4 arms, he has this torso extension that allows the arms to be attached. He has the same face print and a different helmet mold, but with the same bone. And then the year after that, we got the same Garmadon again, but with different attachments for the helmet. So you can see the helmet now, just pop that off, has this little wing piece with teeth on it. This is supposed to be Garmadon when he's infected by the Overlord, possessed, when he has this on, but when it's off, this is just Garmadon with the Helmet of Darkness, which is a little bit similar to the one he used to have, but it has this cool stone warrior thing up here that denotes it as the Helmet of Darkness. Alright, next up we have some Garmadons from when he was good, or at least imagined as good? Yeah, I'm not sure either. That's a very, very weird Donald Trump looking kind of guy. I don't even know. But here we go. We have Sensei Wu from Rebooted in his original Sensei... I just called him Sensei Wu, didn't I? How dare me. It's his brother, Sensei Garmadon, in his original Sensei Garmadon robes with the leg printing and all, with some green going through, the same hairpiece as Lloyd. And then him in the Tournament of Elements robe also has the same hairpiece as Lloyd, with some dark green on there this time, more gold details. And then this is Flashback Garmadon, which was what he was called, but then they re-edited the movie. I don't think it's really a flashback. I think it's more of an alternate universe where he's imagining what would have happened if he went to Ninjago with Coco. So I don't really know, but it's got a cool version of the barista hairpiece in blonde. He's got some awesome shades on there, and he's got an incredibly long tie. And then he also has a collar, and you can see all of his arms are dual molded to show that he is wearing short sleeves in a weird 70s looking short sleeve business suit kind of thing. But overall, I think these figures are pretty cool. Garmadon is cool when he's not exactly being a Dark Lord. You can see on the back, it's the same piece from before, with the ridges on the back, except this time they're on the back instead of the front. So yeah, these are all the Garmadon with hair. And next up here, the last evil Garmadons we have. We have Garmadon from the Lego Ninjago movie with this huge ridiculous cape, which I love. He's got an awesome torso print under there. If you want to lift that up, you can see that. I'll do a better job this time. There we go. That's kind of dark. I'm kind of blocking the light. Jeez, Dan, nice job. There we go, you can see it now. And then here's Jungle Garmadon, which is really, really cool too. He's got the new conical hat mold for the Ninjago movie. And he's got an incredibly hairy chest there. That is very, very weird. It's kind of funny though. And he's got the brown pants on this time, which, does that mean he's not normally wearing pants? I'm thinking about this too much. He has the forearms still, and he has a little over-the-shoulder cape kind of thing, which is like a jungle garb. And then here we have Sons of Garmadon, which is very, very similar to this Garmadon, the one from the Ninjago movie, except his torso is open and his bones are exposed, dripping purple blood onto the places he walks. That is just a little bit too weird for me. I think it looks awesome though. The purple's a great addition. I wish the belt was redone in purple when they made him come back to the TV show universe, but it doesn't really affect it that much. Still looks great. This awesome helmet piece for him is just so cool for the new movie piece. I just think it looks so huge and intimidating, and it really, really makes Garmadon look a lot more threatening than the little bone on his head from before. Alright, now here we have the last figure of my entire collection, and probably the goofiest one as well. This is Pajama Garmadon from the Ninjago movie. Yes, he does live in a volcano base in that movie, and as that fits, he is wearing volcano pajamas. Very, very weird to see a four-armed guy wearing four-armed pajamas, but I guess it works. He's got printing on the arms too. Also has those ridges in the back from the torso, which looks a little weird, but I guess it could be explained as a very wide spine, I guess? Who knows? Then he also has the same helmet piece and the same base print that he had a lot of the time before. I just think that overall this is an incredibly, incredibly goofy figure. Why did they make this? Who knows? But it looks really interesting, and I'm glad I have it as part of my collection. Well, would you look at that? Look at all these Lego Ninjago minifigures. Oh my gosh, that is quite a few of them. Yeah, but this is my whole Ninjago ninja suit collection, plus Garmadon and Sensei Wu, of course. And even a little baby right there, you can see him. But this is the whole thing, all laid out right here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm really glad that I finally finished this collection and I'm able to make another video of this type, and I look forward to updating it again next year, because I know you guys want to keep seeing the updated collection, and I'm going to keep on giving them to you. Thank you so much for watching one more time, and I will see you around.